I'm not the type of person who would normally consider becoming a Satanist, but these are not normal times. Well, sure, you got to do what feels right to you. Like so many other women in the United States, when I learned of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's passing, my first reaction was not grief, but fear. These people are very big on fear. They're very fearful people. I don't think that these are the descendants of the boys of Pointe du Hoc. I don't think that these are the grandchildren of those that took the beaches at Normandy or won the Battle of the Bulge. I just don't think they are. I don't know. And if they are, we should check the gene pool. Something's gone terribly wrong. I fear that American citizens are inching closer to living in a theocracy. Now, because Donald Trump is such a deeply and devoutly religious person, is that it? Or a dictatorship, because Barack Obama was assassinating American citizens without due process? And that in using the IRS and all the law enforcement intelligence against his political enemies? And that the checks meant to prevent this from happening are close to eroding beyond repair. When Justice Ginsburg died, you really shouldn't worry too much. We're pretty good. Now, you guys are looking to undo all that, though. The Electoral College and the filibuster, create fairness, stacking the Supreme Court. You guys are the ones who are actually promising you Satan-worshipping, sharp tooth. So Debbie Wasserman Schnitz, she sharpens her teeth with a metal file. I think everyone knows that. And she probably should not have had that makeup tattooed on in 1978 in Redondo Beach, California. I think that was a big mistake. She's very, very upset. When he died, I knew immediately that action was needed on a scale we have not seen before. Well, I think we're seeing that now, burning and looting and shooting people. It's the Democrat Party's playbook in 2020. Our democracy has become so fragile, no it hasn't, that the loss of one of the last guardians of common sense and decency in government less than 2 months before a pivotal election has put our civil and reproductive rights, this is it, it's all about abortion, they love death more than we love life, in danger like never before. That's not true. None of that is true, of course. And so I have turned to Satanism. Members of the Satanic Temple, I love this, do not believe in the supernatural or superstition. Well, you probably should, because you just enlisted with Satan. And here's the funny thing: if you're a Christian, if you're a God-fearing person, if you believe in the Bible, and you believe in God, our Creator, then you also have to believe in Satan. It's part and parcel of the same thing. It's the darkness and the light. In Asia, it's the yin and the yang. It's right and wrong. It's good and evil. And you've just signed up with evil because your party has made you mental. You're mental. Can you say that? I think you can say that. Mental. So she said they don't believe in superstition. No. The Democrat part of you believes in superstition, and probably Russian collusion too. In the same way that Unitarians and some Jews do not believe in God, Satanic Temple members do not worship Satan, and most are atheists. Well, of course you are. What else would you be? This is great stuff. They're not affiliated anyway with the Church of Satan. See, the Church of Satan is separate from the Satanic Temple. They want that to be clear. It's really great stuff. Just like other faiths, the Satanic Temple has a code that their members believe in deeply and use to guide their lives. And so they have fundamental beliefs for the Satan thing here. Reading through the 7 tenets, I was struck by how closely they aligned with the unwritten codes I had used to try to guide my own life. So you were Satan before Satan was cool? Is that the thing here? I realized happily that these were my people. See, it's a Democrat. It's Democrats and Satan. It's a hand, meat, glove. I realized that these are my people and that I had been a Satanist for several years without even knowing it. Well, that's because the Satanic Code and the Democrat Code are basically indistinguishable. They're like carrots and peas, And when Justice Ginsburg's death suddenly made combating the threats to reproductive rights, here it is again, their love affair with abortion is really, it's ghoulish at this point. Third trimester right up to the moment of birth, crowning, and you jam the vacuum in the soft spot and suck the little brain out, and then you trade organs with your friends like they're baseball cards. Of course you're a Satanist for the love of. There's reproductive rights and government free from religious interference. Well, what about satanic interference? You guys have a great deal of influence. I knew it was time to join them and support their conceptual and legal battles. It's really amazing stuff here. Even before Ginsburg's death, the Supreme Court was unwilling to provide adequate protection for a woman's right to choose. Here it is again. I mean, honestly, kill your kids. Ask me how. Don't forget to kill the grandkids because global warming or something. The court was unwilling to keep church and state separate. That's completely false. You're delusional. You're an idiot. Now, without her voice of reason on the court, they're really way too heavily invested in one person in a government of millions of employees, and one person has them having mental breakdowns all over the place, which might indicate that you were severely mentally unstable to begin with. And since you went and investigated and joined the Satan people and then discovered that you've kind of been one all along, just call it what it is. You're a Democrat. You're a liberal. You're a leftist. Boy, here's something. And her voice of reason must be, and these people are unwell. Reading through the 7 tenets, I was struck by how closely they aligned with the unwritten code I had used to try to guide my own life for several years. I realized happily that these were my people, and I had been a Satanist for several years without even knowing it. This is really the Democrat Party today. And this, I understand you want to have an abortion. I get it. You don't want to have a kid. Now, it's inconvenient. It might be so. So suck the brains out at birth and harvest the organs, put them to some kind of use. That's the thing that these people have going here. But this is not at all surprising to me. It's appalling, but it's not shocking. We need creative, resolute thinkers who are willing to stand up for what they believe in and take concrete action to do so. And the Satanic Temple is full of those kind of people. I'm proud to now count myself among their ranks. She is naturally a lawyer. Her name is Jamie Smith. She doesn't say where she lives, interestingly enough. Won't Satan protect you? I think Satan should protect you. This is just fine. And I said, well, the Democrats and Satan, they go way back. I did a little search, and just of the Huff Post, and the Huffington Post, April 18th, 2019, Satan is having a moment, and they've got a picture of a horned beast here, and they I don't know, they because they're so atheist, they think it's cute. But, the Satan's thing is deception. I don't know if you're aware of that, but Satan's big thing is deception. And you guys, you're suckers, you're dumb, you're not smart, you're easily confused, easily misled, you're easily brainwashed, you don't think for yourselves. But Satan is here, fortunately, to save you from, I don't know what, from the age of reason, I guess is what it is.
God is dead! Satan lives! The air is one!
This is in Joe Biden's basement. Hail Satan, we just went to a coven of the DNC in Joe Biden's basement in Delaware. Or was it a rambling apartment in the Dakota in New York in the movie Rosemary's Baby? I think that particular one was Rosemary's Baby. The Huffington Post last year, Satanists, as it turns out, are everything you think they're not. I love this, and they got to defend Satanists. And they're promoting last year a fantastic new documentary, Hail Satan, which chronicles the rise of the Satanic Temple, a movement that has little to do with its titular demon. Founded in 2013, the organization is equal parts modern-day religion, political activist coalition, I'm guessing Democrats and probably not Republicans, and meta-cultural revolution by reclaiming the pop iconography that has long frightened evangelical America. They hate Satan teaches them to hate their next door neighbors and Christians because, they're on the side of the light, not the darkness. That they led the cultural revolution, which is a Maoist term, by the way. Now it's the meta because it's worldwide. Cultural revolution And they're reclaiming the pop iconography as long frightened evangelical America. I think that Satan predates evangelical America. The Huffington Post continues, devil worship, ritualistic sacrifice, horns, pentagrams, the so-called Black Mass. The Satanic Temple aims to catch people's attention and then surprise them with messages of free speech, compassion, liberty, and justice for all. Go back to item number 1, which is Satan's whole thing, you see. I mean, again, if you believe in God, you got to accept the idea of Satan as well. And the whole thing is deception. But that's it. This is perfectly mainstream Democrat Party stuff. This is who the Democrat Party is in 2020. It's not a stretch. It's a short walk for these lunatics to go from here to there. And I'm just not surprised by it, I've got to say. The FBI documents that came out today, or yesterday, through legal action, really reveal how corrupt this whole thing has been from start to finish. And maybe James Comey's a member of the Temple of Satan or whatever it is too. Because these people, can I say these people? These people. Michael, let's go to the telephones. Let's take a phone call real quick. Let's go to Jordan calling from Vienna, Virginia. Jordan, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hi, Chris. How are you doing this morning?
Hi, Jordan. I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Hey, I was calling because I have a day off of work today because of Breonna Taylor's death.
You do? In Vienna, Virginia?
I do. Yep. I don't work for a political organization. It is just something that our CEO decided to do. And I thought, I can't really interpret that like best as you can, so I put the ball in your court.
So you work for a company, and the company's CEO announced that today, Friday, September 25th, the company would get a free day because Breonna Taylor was killed.
Our racist justice system.
Because of the racist justice system.
Yep.
All right, well, the CEO is obviously ignorant and has no interest in knowing what the story is. There's this great piece that I was reading from yesterday. Maybe you were at work yesterday and weren't able to listen. But the Louisville Courier-Journal is the newspaper, and USA Today, it's a USA Today paper, published the journal on the reason the police got the search warrant in the first place, which involves Breonna Taylor's relationship with some hardcore drug dealers with lots of guns, and that investigation going in the money trail that led to Breonna Taylor's apartment, the packages being sent to Breonna Taylor's apartment, the boyfriend of Breonna Taylor shooting a police officer when they came in, and the neighbors saying that the police announced themselves, and we now know that it was not a no-knock warrant, it was a knock warrant, the boyfriend shot him. And there's all kinds of substantiation for the warrant. It's still a tragic outcome, of course. This young woman was shot to death, and it's a terrible thing, but it's not indicative. Oh, and then, of course, all the police officers weren't charged with murder, and that's probably what the CEO is upset about now, right?